Matt Fitzpatrick is a top 10 player in the world, and he drives the ball over 300 yards. Yet his swing breaks all the rules of traditional golf instruction. We're going to dive deep into looking at his swing, why his swing is so powerful, so consistent, and also why you should copy the moves that he does in his swing. It's going to make you a much better player. So let's look at the first part of his swing that usually shocks a ton of people. The inside takeaway. When you watch the first part, right here, you see the club head much more behind the hands. Now this seems to break all the rules of traditional instruction that say you've got to get the hands in the club out, you've got to swing the club straight back. In fact, they always say that if you swing the club in, you're going to come over the top. But this isn't the case because Matt Fitzpatrick hits a beautiful baby draw. Actually, he can work it both ways when he wants to. Swinging the club in like this allows you to get the club a little bit lower at the top of the backswing and start the club down on a shallower angle. It's actually easier to swing over the top going straight back because if you look at your trail arm, the position of this trail arm, if it's in, you're going to come from the inside. But if it's out, which happens in a straight back style takeaway, club more out, then if you kept it out, your arm would fly away. The club would get more vertical. So at some point, if you go out, you've got to roll it in to hit the ball solid. You'll see great ball strikers with varying takeaways. The ones that go more out always do more rotation of the trail arm because they know they've got to approach the ball from here to hit it solid. Fitzpatrick just doesn't even worry about that. He automatically starts off the ball with his connected trail arm in like this. He's using the shoulders to swing the club back, and boom, club head's more behind the hands. That's just a natural look that happens when you set up with your hands ahead at address and you go to here. You're not doing anything fancy with the hands. That's all it is. It's nothing extreme. It's nothing so crazy that you'll be slicing the ball. Why? He's not a bad golfer. He's top 10 in the world. Yet he's doing a move that's amateur. It's not athletic, whatever you want to call it. Let's just do a brief comparison of takeaways. If I was to do a straight back takeaway on forever, it would look something like this. Club goes more out and more up. Then I have to really shallow it on the way down. But if I swing the club more in, meaning I start with this setup, I swing the shoulders, I don't think about going straight back in a line, I let the shoulders take care of the path of the swing, then I'm going to hit the ball much more solid and powerful without thinking. The difference between those two swings is one's a more outside takeaway and the other one is a natural takeaway, traveling more in around the body, which also engages my shoulders, gives me much more power. Whenever I lift my arms off my body, I lose the shoulders as a power source. I lose my hips. I'm more inclined to sway. So you should break rule number one, which is the straight back takeaway. Slice that out of your game and start doing the takeaway that's more in around the body. Beautiful strike right there. And about zero thinking, one swing thought, just turn those shoulders. So I don't have to think about the takeaway. Be okay with the club traveling in. The next thing that's really powerful, that also breaks all the rules, is straightening the trail leg. So you may have been told that you got to keep the trail leg flexed for power. The more you can load into this trail side, the more power you're going to feel, the farther you're going to hit it. And really this is building up a lot of tension in my leg so it feels powerful. But this is one of the most dangerous things you can do in the golf swing. One, it restricts body rotation, so you're fighting your body throughout the entire golf swing, placing a lot of tension on the back and the knees and the hips, and when these can't turn and you're just swinging over a fixed lower half, well, that's a recipe for back surgery, knee surgery, hip surgery. And I see it all the time with students that come to me. They've got these surgeries already because they focused on these things and they can't turn. They say, well, I got to go to the gym to get more turn. No, they get more turn when they work on straightening this trail leg. So the trail leg is a huge power source. Watch this. I'm just going to straighten it, not lock it straight, but it's almost fully straight. And I'm just going to swing my shoulders. So I've already got 45 degrees of hip turn here. Just swing the shoulders. I can get over 100 degrees of shoulder turn, allowing this leg to straighten. Now if I keep this leg flexed, and I'm actively keeping it flexed, just going to do my shoulder turn right here. I can't make this up. I can't go past 30. now I gotta go to the gym. Oh, I have to turn against the fixed side, and that's pain the whole way. My lower back just told me, don't do that, Tom. It's saying, I know you're trying to demonstrate a point, but don't do that again. Okay, we're not gonna do that, lower back, you know that. And when I hit balls with that flex trail leg, the only way I can really reach for more is if I sway. You notice my hips might start moving right, just like that. It's a natural reaction. You're trying to take the club back farther. But I don't sway when I straighten this leg, so. And one of the things he does so well, those hips, and when you look at him from the front, this angle, look at those knees. Lead knee moving down quite a bit. Trail knee moving back and up, straightening. It's incredible what that does for your body motion. If you were to just focus on that, you'd hit the ball so much further than your current self. So I've got the takeaway covered, but I'm just gonna work on my hips now, straightening the trail leg. And I automatically feel a whoosh of speed through the ball. Effortless. My body is so engaged, it's like the body is one unit swinging the club instead of trying to coordinate a whole bunch of pieces. It's amazing how much speed I have through impact just doing that. I used to be a knee flexor too. And that brought nothing but lower back pain at 18 and frustration. Just straighten the leg. It's like a gunshot going off. There's so much speed through the zone, I can hit it as hard as I want. As hard as I want. No limit. Wow. You can just send it. Whew. High, far, straight, fun. So that breaks all the rules of keeping the leg flexed. So keeping the leg flexed, what good is that for you? There's no real power in keeping it flexed. You're gonna sway, so it's gonna affect your contact negatively. And it's body-friendly issue. You could have injury if you do that to your body. So by straightening the trail leg, I free up my body. I take the stress off the knees, hips, and lower back. I create more power by turning my hips, getting more shoulder turn because my hips have turned more. It's just a great recipe for a really powerful, consistent golf swing. Now the last thing that really blows people's minds, and we're told to get the club higher at the top of the backswing. Lift your arms is a common thing. The higher you can lift your arms, the farther you're gonna hit it. And then it gives you a reason to shallow the club. There's a whole bunch of reasons you'll hear out there. Well, high arms for one, as I try and lift my arms higher, my arms move off my body. So I kind of come in full circle with the takeaway again. As my arms move off the body, now my arms are traveling on a different path, and I've got to coordinate where that goes. So this could take a million paths. I don't know, that's a million different types of golf shots. I control that one. But when the arms are connected to the body, one path, one path, one path, a whole lot more consistent, a lot less thinking about the golf swing. Another thing with the high arms, well, if your trail arm flies out, where's that downswing gonna be? It could be here, 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 here. It could start here, 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 here. I could be here all night saying where it could start, infinite. The possibilities are endless, which means the possibilities out there are endless too. So if we eliminate endless possibilities, we get one possibility most consistently. But lifting those arms requires a huge drop of the club into the slot and then a hitting the ball. You know, dropping the club into the slot. All I'm doing here is physically moving the hands lower. That doesn't add more power to the swing. The power is coming from the shaft angle being shallow. Instead of it going vertical, power comes from it being on this angle. But if the club gets vertical, that's where you lose all your speed in the downswing. So a lot of people tell you getting your arms high is a more powerful thing to do because you can shallow it better. Well, it's not necessarily true because I can take the club back and then go over. I could. In fact, that's most common, that type of pattern. But you'll see with golfers that swing the club lower and around with the hands more in behind the trail shoulder, this is the kind of start that they do right here. But we're told never to do that because you'll slice it. Now, I don't know where this stuff comes from, but if we look at Matt Fitzpatrick, lower inside takeaway compared to what is often taught. The top of backswing, you've got lower hands, the lead arm's on the shoulder line, and they say that that's going to cause over the top. But yet we watch him swing, and the hands do not go this way. That's a true over the top. The hands trace down this way. That's on the proper path still. So he's got a little bit of this pattern going on right here. There's nothing wrong with that. He draws the ball, he hits it really long, he doesn't fight a slice, and just because he's a pro and he's hit 1,000 balls doing it that way doesn't mean that it won't work for you. No, this is going to work for anybody because you can control the angle of the club. Instead of going this way, well, you have to learn that from the top of any backswing, you could go this way, yeah, but you can also go this way. You have to learn to control that using your arm, using the arm as a way to control the angle of the shaft. Instead of trying to use the body and all these tilts and turns, you can train that. And it's a whole lot easier because you don't have to do a whole lot of training. You're already connected here. Just swing the shoulders, boom, it's right back to the ball. It's already shallow. So instead of trying to drop the club in the slot and all that nonsense, just put the club in the slot and send it home. Send the ball on its way. So 3 really backwards concepts Matt Fitzpatrick is doing here to play great golf. They break all the rules, but you think about it. I spent years swinging within the confines of traditional golf instruction, and it got me nowhere but miserable, and I just felt like I should do something else with my life. And it was only when I started breaking the rules myself, like Matt Fitzpatrick, that I played the best golf of my life. And it didn't take a whole lot of time. It was within just a couple weeks. That first lesson for me was hands in. So working on more of a round takeaway, lower and inside, and then the hands were lower at the top. And that right away gave me the downswing I've been looking for my whole life, that shallow downswing, instead of having to work on doing all those other things. So I hope this helps you understand the golf swing on a different level. Challenge the paradigm, which tells you to do the same old things for the past, what, 50 years now? You'll notice if you look back at legend swings, just watch. Takeaway, you're going to see the club head more behind the hands. You don't really see a whole lot of straight back. We see this type of takeaway among the best ball strikers in the world on average. At the top, we see the hands in, and we also see, with everybody, a straightening of the trail leg to varying degrees. It's never just staying perfectly flexed. But JT, I know what you're doing out there. JT, you're keeping that leg too flexed, because you know Zalatoris, he destroyed his back keeping that leg as stiff as a board flexed. And if you want to have a career where you play longer, you play golf the rest of your life pain-free, you start working on straightening that leg. Life is going to be good. So I hope this helps you play better golf, and I'll be seeing you in a future episode.